All right, welcome back to another video. So this video is just going to be a video for the self-managed network. So happy holidays, everyone. So let's take a look at my receipt for the one purchase I did need to make. I spent well, I needed to make two purchases. I needed to buy um, the form factor to slot the card in. So I used an old PC. Louis Rossmann recommends using a Intel NUC, but that can be like 500, 1,000 even. So for me, that's not a good option. I would say for a small business where you can't have your services go down, you have to have something nice. That's probably the best option. But for $132, like I'm really happy with this. Um, and I want to make a point of what it means for this to be grade C. You see, you can save $25 if it's grade C, and grade A has limited signs of limited usage, very little rare. Screens are free of imperfections. So when it comes to a screen, you probably do want to go with grade A, but we can see that for grade C, uh, there are signs of considerable usage. Most commonly, large scratches, dents, chipped slash broken plastic, cracks, worn corners, and or discoloration. Screens can have noticeable defects, so definitely I would say stay away from a grade C for a screen. But for just a old tower PC, I want to show what it means for it to be grade C. So I'm going to switch my camera over, and you should see it right there. So there are some smudges on there, but that's just from my own hand. So this is the bottom of it. This is a PC you might see quite a bit on many places. So a lot of the times it's got two set of feet, one on the bottom here and then one here. So it's designed to either be set up in a tower like this or down in the bottom like that. And I just want to show what it means for it to be grade C. See this little scratch here? I mean, it's purely cosmetic. It's not even like an actual scratch. So I just wanted to make that clear that this is a grade C because of this scratch here that is just purely cosmetic. And we can see already like the greasy fingerprints from my hands have made it look even worse. So when it comes to grade A, B, or C for this, I would definitely go with the grade C. If you're and not even worry about it because we can see that scratch. Basically, that scratch is the only problem with it. There's nothing else on there that is even cosmetically looks bad as that scratch. So we can see that scratch is basically the only thing that downgraded it from grade A to grade C, and it's just purely cosmetic. It doesn't matter at all. So let me flip this thing open here and take a look at what's inside. So we can see I already did everything, and this fell off, which is not good. Um, so I already slotted in my card there. This is that $60 card that um, I got offline. So we can see the connector isn't the same. The connector is I think it's a X8, and then the slot is an X16. I did have I did explore that, and from my research, an X8 will work in an X16. The only thing is, if I want to go to 10 gig at some point, I will. Then at that point, I will need to slot it into an X8. Well, we can see it snaps down into the X16 slot really well, even though it's not even though it's an X8. And then so we just have to make sure that it passes the power on self-test, and assuming it does, it should be good to go. So that slots in there really easily. This clicks down, and oh, this is just cosmetic and to keep some maybe some dust a little cleaner there. So I'll put this back in, but it did fall out in a way that wasn't so good. But yeah, I can put this back in there like that, and then yeah, it snaps in there. Lock this down, and we can see this is pretty much grade A, except for that one scratch that really um, in my world, like you can put this in the front of a doctor's office or something like that, and I don't think that scratch will matter at all. Now, when it comes to a screen, that'd be different, but even for a screen, if all you want to do is put it up like you're in a call center uh, or something like that, or and you really want to keep your costs down, just a little scratch like that in a monitor just to have like stats showing or something, or like even like at an airport, like some internal thing that just displays uh, information. That's you're not going to watch movies on it or anything like that. Grade C looks like it's pretty solid. All right, so that's what I wanted to start the video with, is just that understanding of what grade C meant in this case, and my kind of satisfaction with this purchase. This is, I think, going to be exactly what I need. So let's move on to the continuing with the article. So the next part is step one: downloading pfSense and preparing a bootable USB drive. All right, so we can see some pitfalls here. If you're at the Netgate installer, you got to be careful not to just blindly click through everything. And we can see they might even accidentally charge you for shipping. Um, so like, so there's some pitfalls to avoid. So section 1.1, download pfSense. pfSense's website has unfortunately become cancer in recent years. While I am all for paying for software, the concept of having to add to cart, checkout, and insert billing information to download a free image, no. Avoid using this version of the website. Instead, go here. So let's take a look at the website. So this is the one you want to avoid, pfsense.org download. This will take you to a thing sponsored by Netgate, and it's going to be loaded with pitfalls. So instead, you can go to atxfiles.netgate.com and just get all the files you need there. Feel free to buy it and pay for their support, but don't jump through stupid hoops. Open your web browser and visit the pfSense Mirror site, which is the same here. Uh, Choose the correct architecture for your system, usually AMD 64 for most modern computers, including Intel NUCs. If you don't know what the difference between these, pick AMD 64. So I'm using this here. So let's do a quick ChatGPT, because it's um, uh, for this PC, which of the uh, following files is relevant. All right, let's see how that works. That'll take it a while, so we'll keep reading. Select the USB installer image from the available options. Unzip the downloaded pfSense file. And I do have I do have a USB all stick here that I'm going to use. So let me slot that in and see what it gives me. I'm pretty sure there's Linux on here. Okay, so it's just blank, unformatted. So, well, that's good. It's already in a good state to use for this. All right, so let's see what the AI picked out. It's still going. So, uh, standards. Okay. Okay. So it looks like it's got an answer, but it's still kind of working on that. So, next step is to uh, unzip the downloaded pfSense file. So we're still picking out the file. We're using ChatGPT to help with that. So it's just going to be, here we go. So, um, yep, so I am doing that. So it's going to be yep, the AMD64 image, just like you said. Uh, yep, so the 2.7 dot X for, and then we'll just do the latest one, which will be dot 2. Um, so this is the one that ChatGPT picked out, and that's the one recommended in the guide. All right, so here's the image itself, and we can verify that the image downloaded successfully by using this hash here. But I typically, if you've got good internet, it should download successfully. So I'm gonna download this onto my other drive, my D drive, because I've got a lot of space on there. It might be a fairly big, yeah, it looks like a fairly big file. All right, um, so after the download completes, you'll need to uncompress the file. So let's do that. Oh, and it's not done yet. Oh, it is done. I can't tell if it's done or not. All right, well, I think it's done. So I'm going to extract all, extract, do a sound check as well. Okay, catastrophic failure. That's not good. Sounds like it could be bad. Bunch of random things opening. Okay, so that's after the download completes. It looks like the download had not completed yet, so that's what that error was all about. But now the download is complete, so hopefully I'll have better results. All right, task was completed. Oops, there still is a catastrophic failure. Uh, oh, you know what? It's a .iso, so .iso.gz, and this is just an ISO, not a .gz. So I think it's decompressed. So the file typically ends with .gz. Use the right tool for your operating system. Um, so this doesn't end with .gz anymore. It ends with .iso. Oh, which makes me wonder, you know what happened? I didn't pick the right image. This is the yeah, so ChatGPT actually uh recommended to me the or I didn't use the image that ChatGPT recommended to me. Yeah, I have to use this image because it's the memstick version. Okay, so this can get deleted, which is good. It's probably a pretty big file. All right, and then this symbol will change to a different symbol once that's complete. All right, so after it's complete, the GZ, if that's there, need to be extracted. Otherwise, I think it's probably ready. So we can move on here. So create a bootable. Oh, nope, it does have the GZ. So let's use Linux to uh, we can just right click. Yeah, we don't need to do anything more sophisticated than this. Okay, perfect. It helps to use the right file. So there we go. Moving on to the next step. So next step is to create a bootable USB drive with the pfSense image. Warning, this process will erase everything on the USB drive. Insert a USB flash drive, at least 4 megabytes in size, into your computer. I think I have one that's 8. Use one of the following methods to write the pfSense image to the USB drive. So on Windows, I think I already have Rufus. Uh, oh, maybe I don't. Um, you know what? I have a program that pops up automatically. Let me just use that. Okay, so yep, format disk. This isn't Rufus, but this should work. So so open and install Rufus over Rufus. Select your USB drive. Click on the select button and choose the unzipped image. So I should be able to uh, um, interesting. Okay, so I think uh, well, let me just get Rufus. I've used Rufus before, and it should be more intuitive than just the file explorer. Oh, let me do x86. Oh, I accidentally clicked yes, I meant to click no. Anyways, so yeah, it automatically detects the drive. So yeah, we needed to use Rufus here. So then we hit select and we go to my Mega M2 drive here. We do the uh, pfSense.img there. Okay, leave everything else the same, and then click Start. Yep, that's okay. Everything can be destroyed. It wasn't even formatted anyway. Uh, oh, okay. Well, maybe it was some sort of disk for like Linux or whatever, but whatever. I'm gonna blow it away. All right, so that's Windows. I'm using Windows. I'm not using Linux, so we can skip all these steps. Your bootable USB drive with pfSense is now ready for use. If you manage to erase your entire computer by writing pfSense's image to your operating drive, even after all this, congratulations, you're almost stupid as me. So I've done this plenty of times before, and Rufus is specific. The good thing about using Rufus is it's specifically for creating bootable drives, so it's not gonna. I don't even think you can select like one of your system disks with this. It only selects a USB drive. So just make sure you, if you're on Windows, use Rufus. Don't get fancy and use the Windows subsystem for Linux, and it should be pretty seamless. But if you're on Linux, be extra careful because Linux allows you to make mistakes in ways that Windows does not. All right, so step two will be to disable secure boot and install pfSense on the Intel NUC. Before you can install pfSense, you'll need to disable secure boot if you are using a modern computer. Many modern computers, especially those pre-installed with Windows 10 or 11, come with secure boot enabled, preventing you from booting into an operating system that isn't signed by Microsoft initially. Ouch. Since pfSense is open source and unsigned, we need to disable secure boot to start our installation. Thank you. That is a one that yeah, that would be a doozy. That would have caught me up. So, um, okay, so it's writing the image. Then I can take that out, and then I will need to get a little bit fancy in how I'm filming. Uh, okay, so while that's going, what I'm going to do is power up my PC. Uh, let me do that, and I can show that quick in the video. Okay, so here's the PC. I've got the power cable here, just hooked up to my power brick over there. So all I gotta do is plug that in, as far as I know, and then maybe hit the power button on it. Okay, so I've got the power button uh, open on it, and we can see it's just so there's I think there might be some issue with the disk with all sorts of stuff. So I'm gonna need to do some more work to get that powered up. The other thing that might be happening, which I hope is not the case, is it could be failing the power on self test because I'm using a card with that's meant for a 16x PCIe slot, but that's meant for an 8x in a 16x. So that would be bad if that were the case. Hopefully that's not what's going on. I will say in between videos, I did try to power it on without that slotted, and I got to this same thing. So I don't think the problem is, as of yet, that it's failing on the power on self-test. Okay, but anyway, we need to get inside of the uh, PC. So I'm gonna yank my, and this should not affect the filming. All right, so I yanked my HDMI cable, plugging it into that Tower PC, and now I'm yanking the mouse, plugging that in. hitting the power button. Probably also need to yank the keyboard. Uh, okay. Okay, I have another keyboard here I can use. All right. Well, it's failing to boot up here, which is not good. Uh, Not good at all. Huh. Oh, you know what? I should be able to boot up to the BIOS, shouldn't I? Uh, all right. I'm plugging the drive into it now. And none of this is visible, unfortunately. I can do a I think I can probably resume the video and show, but I think I deactivated my video sharing, so that's not going to show up either. So yeah, I need to get this to come up. Uh, all right, well, I'm going to do this in a better way. All right, I need my mouse and keyboard back. Yeah, so none of that would have been visible. There we go. Okay, now I've got my mouse back. Okay, none of that would have been visible. Yep, so I yanked that out. I do have a like an external monitor, extra monitor. That's the way to go. But unfortunately, I can't get the PC to boot up here. Um, but I definitely need the monitor. Need a US. I need a Okay. Okay. Oops. Uh, I need an HDMI cable. I think I have one. I have one. Okay. All right. HDMI cable is plugged in on one side. And now it's plugged in on the other side. So next thing I need is the power cable for this monitor. Um, which I'm not sure where that is. Oh, I think it's maybe here. Yeah, okay. So I've got the power cable now. Perfect. Okay, but ultimately the problem is still that the PC won't turn on, but I can show what I got here. It might be interesting. All right, so I just have a lot of peripherals laying around. So I have a extra monitor, an extra keyboard. So I just plug those in, um, and I'm hoping that I can get a BIOS. Uh, but the computer's still flashing yellow, so it's not. It's like it's either failing the power on self test or something's going horribly wrong. Yeah, so this is where I'm at. I'm at step two here. Yep, this is where I'm at. But unfortunately, I don't think I can continue because I need to get this computer uh, booting up to the BIOS, and it seems to be having a lot of trouble with that. Um, so I don't know why I can't get the I can't get it booting up at all. And I remember I did say that I took that card out and it was still at this state. So yeah, the computer isn't attempting to boot up at all for some reason, which is annoying. I don't know why. So I gotta fix that. But I think that might be it for this video. This is as far as I can get. This is, a lot of dead time. Me kind of, just scratching my head. So I feel like this isn't content that belongs up on my channel. I just need to take the time to figure this out on my own time off the channel. Um, yeah, none of the fans are powering up. Nothing's happening. So yeah, maybe the battery, the BIOS battery is out. I might be able to try that right here right now. I think I have another battery like that. Nope, that's a quarter, not a battery. All right. Well, that's probably a good thing to try. That's probably the first thing to try. That BIOS battery might be out, so it looks like it's a lithium 3 volt. Uh, yeah, so I think that'll be the first thing I'll try. So let's see here. It's a CR2032E. Yeah, so there we go. $3. Worth a try, right? I can bring it back from the dead for $3. Now these are CO2025s rather than CO um, 2032s. So let's do okay. So let's talk to ChatGPT about that. So I have a motherboard that has a Mitsubishi lithium 3 volt coin battery, and it's labeled as CR2032E. I want to replace the battery. Can you help me assess whether or not the battery shown below is a proper replacement? Yeah, so it's gonna help me if a CR okay. So the CR2025 is thinner. So the form factor is different for each of these batteries. CR2025 is similar, but it's thinner and may not fit or hold the power. So the choice is the yeah. So I need to get an exact replacement somehow. Probably Amazon's the only way to do that. Oh, you know what? Here's a Duracell. Yeah, okay, cool. So it looks like they have them. So here's a Duracell 3 volt 1 pack. So yeah, this is what I would need. Cool. Okay, perfect. It looks like okay, perfect. That helps a lot. Thank you. So it looks like my grocery store might actually have what I need. Can you assess this one? All right, so yeah, that's the first thing to try because it's not even spinning up the fans or doing a power on self test or anything. So I think the BIOS is dead. The BIOS is on a uh, chip that is battery powered, and it's with a coin battery. So I'm going to show this, and then with that, I'll end the video here, and I'll have to come back when I get this device working. It should be pretty easy to get working. I think this is probably what's wrong with it, that the coin battery is out, but I'll um, I'll show what yeah. So let me show that coin battery there. So it's hard to get a shot of it. Yeah, it's like okay, there we go. Yeah, the movement directions are like really bizarre. If I there we go. So see that it's a Mitsubishi battery. It says CR 0232, and that has that little letter E. I don't know what that means, but it's a lithium 3 volt made in China, so a few bucks to replace, not a big deal. And I think that's probably what's going wrong with it. So um, so yeah, that's as far as I can get today until I get that uh, to get that this device to come up. You know, this is the risk you take with buying an old piece of equipment, and this is why if you're a business, you know, a hair salon, a whatever, whatever, really, like any small business could benefit from having their own sovereign data. This is why you don't take risks like this. You know, you just get the expensive Intel NUC and call it a day, because you might have to take extra steps like replace the a battery, and then even that might not work. And then the other thing is like if you got a great IT staff, great, they can identify that might be an issue and troubleshoot and resolve it. And it could end up being a fix that costs you $3. But you have to have that kind of training and knowledge to even know that there's a battery on the motherboard, and a common thing that can go wrong is the battery needs to be replaced. So there's no guarantees with old gear, and you're in it to win it, and you have to have a it's not just a learning project; it's for your business. Then I would say don't take risks trying to do things really cheaply, and just go with the best solution for the money, even if that means spending quite a bit. But 5,000, 7,000 for those Intel NUCs seem to be pretty doable. So that's the good news. That Switch, however, $2,000, $3,000 for a Switch. So things can add up pretty fast for sure. But they're going to add up even faster if you just keep making bum purchases, trying to go cheap, and you have to buy, and then you waste time as well. So just buy the right thing for the right price and get off the ground. But for me, as a learning exercise, I'm willing to take chances with this. And I think that's usually if the fans won't spin up, if it won't do that power on self test, if it won't take you to the BIOS, especially since the let me show one final thing here, and I'll do this with the case cover on, just because I think that's best practice. Um, so got the case cover on. I mean, we saw it before, right? The power button was flashing in yellow. Um, and then we can see on the power supply itself, there's an indicator, and the indicator is flashing green. So I think it's getting power, and I'll show that here. Uh, so there we go. So we can see the power supply itself seems to be working. It's just the the if I come back over here, we can see this is flashing in yellow. So, and it's not even beeping. The fans aren't spinning up. Nothing's happening. So, I think the motherboard uh, isn't getting the power it needs to start up that BIOS. So, that's done with that coin battery. So, if we replace the coin battery, I think that'll do it. So, with that, that's it for this video. It's probably it for this series for a few days until I can purchase this battery with my next grocery order. For oh man, it's kind of $4 for a battery is kind of a lot, but it's better than having to not being able to use this device. So that'll be a good deal if that's ultimately what replaces it. If not, we can try some more troubleshooting. And worst comes to worst, I do have other towers I can use for this, but I was hoping to use them for other purposes. So with that, that's the end of this video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.